How is everyone? I hope you are all well. Now, before I get into this video, I just want to kind of take a second just to give notice to two other missing child cases. Now, obviously, there's many children that go missing, but when you look at kind of the high profile ones, at the moment I see that there are three, and that is the disappearance of Oakley Carlson, the girl who has been missing for around a year, and her parents had seemingly said that she had been eaten by wolves. Now, that doesn't seem to be getting hardly any exposure at all, and when you compare that against the Summer Wells situation, they are very similar in that the family potentially had involvement in that. I would say even more so in the Oakley Carlson case, and it's just a shame that it seems to be social media that dictates the importance of the child. And we have Harmony Montgomery, a child who's potentially been missing for even longer and had been failed catastrophically by the state in that they'd given her without so much as a second thought to a father who was just an utter monster and has subsequently been noted to be involved in a potential murder as well. So let's just take a minute to understand that there are other children out there, and it just seems this pity that social media, as I say, they seem to stipulate who is important in terms of the child or not. But anyway, why am I doing this video? I did a video yesterday regarding Summer Wells and this swimming hole situation, and it spurned a few comments that I've read, and I see that people have commented on this situation on other channels as well. So I just wanted to kind of cover something off, and that is this. Look, I don't think anybody could say that this specific event in the timeline has been put to bed, so to speak. There is something that doesn't sit right. It certainly doesn't sit right with me. I don't think it sits right with many people. But I do appreciate that it's not completely abnormal for people to make a decision to go to these places. One of our kind commenters had commented saying, look, there's somebody who knows the family and had said that Candace chose to go to this swimming hole because she just felt more comfortable in those kind of settings, away from everybody. Obviously, the pandemic situation and, those concerns. I get that. But this is what I also get, and this is a fact. Now, we have a swimming hole situation here, exactly the same, where many people go, but nearly every single time many people go, somebody dies. So this is a place that is renowned for being dangerous, and when you look at a place that is catering for swimming and they are set up for that, they are doing so under the safety of regulatory proceedings. They have to have specific things, they have to be safe, but they come with risks, and those risks are managed. Now, I think it's safe to say that the decision to go there was because it didn't benefit Summer, it benefited Candace. That was Candace's decision to go there because she wanted to go there. Now, the fact that and again, I'm putting this out there, don't shoot me, and this is just from the outset, because I see that her and Hunter have quite an odd relationship. Now, if this was a guy and a teenage girl, some of the things that you see, some of the things that you hear could almost be, he could get accused of grooming. I wouldn't dare have a relationship with a 15-year-old girl that Candace is seemingly having with Hunter. Now, again, don't shoot me, I'm just saying. Now, if something happened at this swimming hole, I don't even like fishing. This swimming hole, right? Hear me out. Now, have you heard of fight or flight? Now, fight or flight is something that happens in the event of something happening that you then go into a panic mode almost. You have to react to what's happened. It's very quick, and it's almost automatic. Now, in a fight or flight situation, it is not unusual for judgment to be sort of misguided, because fight or flight concentrates on your own personal protection. So I put it to you, if Candace has made the decision to go to this swimming hole, it's of her own, what she feels is her own benefit, And there's been other things underlying there. We know that there's been alcohol there, potentially given to Hunter. Now, I get that it's only low-level alcohol, but ultimately he shouldn't have had it. Why did he have it? We know there's been situations where there's been other things with these two as well regarding drugs and alcohol. So we're not 100% sure whether there was something else going on underlying. Why was Summer in a position that could have led to her being injured in that water? Why wasn't she being watched all the time? Now, again, I'm only saying in the event that something happened at the swimming hole. What was going on that led her to this event happening? But so fight or flight kicks in and you are thinking of protecting yourself. What have I done wrong? What are people going to think? How can I get myself out of this situation? And I feel that this is quite a credible situation. I feel that in the events that led up to Summer going missing, and let's remember that what we're saying is that she was abducted. Someone went into her house that knows who could have known who else was in there? Who else could have known where she was within that house? What had they done? Gone into that house with the mindset that they were just going to search. There was people outside the house, family members. They were risking being seen going in, seen being out, seen transporting. How did they know that Summer wasn't going to scream, kick off, go mental? But she's being kidnapped. There's a lot of ifs surrounding that. And there is no proof to say that she had been kidnapped. There is no evidence. There is nothing that supports that. So the facts is that there was a trip that put Summer in a precarious situation. A situation that could have, if not managed properly, could have led to an injury or event that could have led to death. That is a fact. That is not speculation. That is not conjecture. That is fact. That she was in a situation that could have posed dire consequences had it not been managed properly. And I think with alcohol being in the question as well, which we know it was, and we know the history of the people who were there, that it wouldn't be unreasonable to think that this situation may not have been managed properly. And when you take that into consideration, it is probable that something could have happened that then could have led to fight or flight, in which judgment is, again, not as it should be, and events have spiraled out of control. There is a period of time that cannot be accounted for, which, again, probability states that this could have given them time to do what they needed to do, make it look the way they wanted to look, concoct a story, get their stories as close to one another as they physically could, and then raise the alarm bell. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened, but what I'm saying is that when you pair some of this situation with the facts, it is the most likely scenario. That is the most likely scenario. Now, some people are going to hate it. Some people might even leave the channel because they just don't believe what I'm saying or understand what I'm saying. And this isn't hate. This isn't about... What I'm trying to do is focus on the fact that a little girl is missing. I don't give a fuck about Candace. I don't give a fuck about Don. I don't give a fuck about Grandis. I don't give a shit about any of them. All I care about is this little girl. There is so much information out there that's for the Wells, against the Wells, and this has turned into the Wells Bly circus. There has been situations where Candace has openly requested money. She has got Facebook groups and she has openly asked for money. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but what I am saying is a bad thing is the fact that she has denied it, she's tried to hide it, and there are a lot of people out there who are saying it never happened. Well, guess what? There you go. There's your proof. She has done it. She did do it, and I don't understand why you would not want people to know that you did it if there's not some internalized guilt to it. And again, if everything that I've just talked about is what happened, then there would be some internalized guilt. You would feel guilty. But there we go. That's what I think. That's what I think. And it's not the first time that we've seen situations that this could be a probability. I take you to the Madeleine McCann story. I'm not saying that these parents had directly done something to their child, but it is likely that harm came to the child because of decisions they made that benefited them more than it benefited the child. Therefore, something happens, fight or flight kicks in, and before you know it, it spirals into something that it's not. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you all soon.